As we look forward to commemorating International Water Day, it's our responsibility to protect our water resources from being degraded for sustainable use. In our EcoPlus program today, we take you to one of the hidden treasures, Ngitte Falls, found in Bundibugyo district in western Uganda. Located about 7 kilometers from Bundibugyo town in Masule 2 village, Bugankele sub-county, Ngitte Falls originates from Rwenzori mountain, providing very clean water and a cool environment that you ought to enjoy if you got chance to visit this beautiful water resource. But how has this falls been protected from misuse? Muhindo Sanyu is the LC1 chairperson, Masule 2 village, and in charge of Ngitte Falls.
Amena waini nji Muhindo Sanyu. Muhindo Sanyu ngarongo mundu ngarenga umulindi yakalenda chitswaka chino. Nubuhangwa bwa maetsi aya. Amaetsi ano twabihira ku buyonzo situlyanza abandu bakalabirayo fafa. Omuntu kambya kalabirayo etwetsuke musamalera ngakaya kola yochi. Ikikaro kino Ngitte omuntu yamba haba maetsi ayo mutatungaho chichonga licha maizi marunji.
My name is Muhindo Sanyu. I am the in charge of this place. This water, we keep it clean. People don't just trespass there. This place of Ngitte, it has helped us get clean water for use. In protecting this water resource, we have an executive team termed Wembley. Wherever they find, they arrest you. Whoever tries to get there, we ask them what they want. We get different visitors, school children, whites, NGOs, and community members come here. About 300 people come in a year. I call upon those who use the water to keep the place clean for safety.
Nganzara saba abantu bose abakanye ku Rwenzori water ndo wamatse maboyi awushora retwa koresi awasanga kanganzara saba bakakoresa yawo bari kuhinawo ende kambe baenda mbara nirihira mu buyonzo okuba nungo hiramo.
Baguma Remson is a member of the Wembley committee in Masule 2 village.
My name is Bagoma Remson. This water is important for drinking, and it's now we are the ones who got this place. Those who wash from here, we arrest them and take them to the chairperson. Many important people come to tour this place.
Authorities in the Bundibugyo district say Ngitte Falls, like other resources in the district, they have continued to sensitize the public and empower the community to make their own bylaws in saving these natural resources. Mate Jokas is the district natural resources officer.
I can say we have really gone far because the communities are appreciating these resources. We have here a community system of making local bylaws, which they call Wembley. And to know that we have sensitized the communities on the importance of managing natural resources, the local communities at village levels have integrated issues of river management in their local bylaws. For example, the local communities have made laws prohibiting people from washing clothes in rivers, from bathing in rivers, from grazing animals in rivers, and from these people with motorcycles and vehicles washing their vehicles in rivers at a local level. And they have put there also measures on how to apprehend these people. This is the level of awareness we have raised by empowering communities to make their own laws regarding natural resources management.
But how far has the district gone in marketing Ngitte Falls?
Well, the district appreciates the availability of the natural resource attractions, and Ngitte Falls is one of them. And first of all, the district has recruited a tourism officer who is charged with preparing development plans for these specific sites. And as we speak now, the tourism office has made Ngitte Falls Management Development Plan. This plan takes in the spirit of PPP, public-private partnership. Remember, this attraction is located around people's land, so these people have to be brought on board. We are looking at interesting some business people to provide the resources so that we can put there the infrastructure needed, which can be ideal for visitor attraction. At the moment, yes, it's neglected in quotes, but people still go there. In terms of marketing our natural resources and attractions in the district, we have not done a very big job. Why? Because our website is not working well, and we have limited access to market. We don't have the avenues and opportunities to market our natural attractions. Now, that notwithstanding, however, we are working closely with our sister organizations like Uganda Wildlife Authority, which have the expertise to market the natural resource attractions of the district. And on a good note, I can say that one of our attractions, the Sempire Hot Springs, is well marketed by Uganda Wildlife Authority. However, other natural resources, attractions like our waterfalls, like our boundary rivers, like our diverse cultures, like our beautiful scenery and environment is not well marketed for the time being.
Jokas Mate highlighted the challenges the Natural Resource Department is facing in managing Ngitte Falls and other natural resources in the district.
Well, one of them is that I noted that we have increased population and poverty, which is putting immense pressure on the natural resources base of the district in terms of sustainable use. The second one is, as a sector, we have limited staff. We are a sector which has only 6 people, and these are not adequate, considering that Bundibugyo is really a natural resource-based district. And the third one, related to the staffing levels, is of course limited funding. If I tell you that we receive less than 6 million in a quarter, then you can understand that we cannot be able to do much. However, I'd like to say that we have the presence of our development partners who are putting immense resources in the natural resource management. We appreciate organizations like UNHCR, which is giving us about 250,000 tree seedlings every year for planting in the refugee host communities. We appreciate World Wide Fund for Nature, who are giving us about 500,000 tree seedlings every year to plant in the Rwenzori Mountains buffer zone. We appreciate our other private friends like cocoa buying companies who are putting in about 2 million tree seedlings planted each year. These include ESCO Uganda Limited, Wamba Cooperative Union, we have Oram Uganda Limited, and others. We have people like Rwenzori Vanilla Growers Association, which is promoting the growing of various trees, and we appreciate all of them. My call is that we need all of us as a community, as people, engaging in different activities to appreciate that we depend on the environment for the various businesses we do, for the various farming activities we do, for the various livelihood approaches we do. And therefore, it is incumbent on all of us to protect and manage the environment for ourselves today and for our children tomorrow.
The LC5 chairperson, Bundibugyo District, Robert Tibakunira, says they are continuing to mobilize resources for better management of Ngitte Falls.
Ngitte Falls is one of the potential areas we have identified in the district to boost tourism. Because the Senpai and whatever you have mentioned, it is under the management of Uganda Wildlife Authority. So we are trying to develop our own strategy to ensure that the Ngitte Falls is now going to be managed by Bundibugyo District local government. With our tourism officer, she came up with a proposal, because she's a woman. She came up with a proposal which is selling to some development partners, because with the district funding we cannot afford. The resources we have in natural resources, the funding which is available cannot enable us as a district to develop the Ngitte Falls. That's why people are saying it is being neglected. As per now, we are mobilizing resources from development partners, from individuals, to ensure that that area is also developed. Yeah. In fact, it is one of the natural resources we have. It is not only that one. There are other areas we are trying to identify. We had a program of agri-led. Under agri-led, we had proposed as a district to come up with a hotel. But this funding was stopped because all the money now from NADIS, from wealth creation, is being refocused, is being repurposed into the policy development model. So they told us that let us wait, as the proposal is still standing. When the government sources other funding agencies, the project is going to be implemented in the near future.
According to the Ministry of Water and Environment, restricting encroachment on natural resources safeguards them from depletion. Richard Mosota is the principal water officer.
We will try to elaborate the resource base, but also we will try to elaborate the demand on these resources, and also the threat that is there on these resources if they are not well managed. And these are the information pieces that we are using to trigger discussion within the people, but also the information pieces we are using to develop proposals, but also information pieces we are using to identify research gaps where we can look for innovation and see how smarter we can do. So we are doing a lot of innovations with the communities and private sector, CSOs, and other sectors within the government. So as a ministry, I think we will try to develop knowledge materials as much as possible. We've developed what we call catchment management plans. Again, we look at water catchment, but we know that this is just a driver of all the natural resources that are in there. So for each of these catchments, we will try to elaborate the resource base, but also we will try to elaborate the demand on these resources, and also the threat that is there on these resources if they are not well managed. And these are the information pieces that we are using to trigger discussion within the people, but also the information pieces we are using to develop proposals, but also information pieces we are using to identify research gaps where we can look for innovation and see how smarter we can do. So we are doing a lot of innovations with the communities and private sector, CSOs, and other sectors within the government. I wouldn't say over-restriction in the use of these natural resources. Government comes in to provide a conducive environment and also policy that guides sustainable utilization for the resources. And the government manages each and of these natural resources on behalf of the people. So government is not stopping people to use the resources, but it is guiding on how the resources should be utilized. Yes. So if it is a hot spring, first of all, you must make sure that it is safe for each and every one when you are utilizing that hot spring. But also when you are using it, you don't destroy it. So that is technical guidance that government brings in to guide the people. Of course, the perception oftentimes from people, it is policing, but no, it is guided use of the resource. Equally, the way we are seeing the issue of wetlands, yes, people are going in there to say, open up a wetland and cultivate rice. But that is not what a wetland is made for. A wetland has got specified functions, regulating water flows, filtering the water, yes, and also providing a conducive environment. But it can also be used as an ecotourism site. But when you go and open up and destroy it, then the other functions are lost. And you won't use it for long before it also loses its fertility and the water or moisture that you are looking for. So government is trying to guide the people on how to use. I think the missing gap has been, which alternatives do I, yes, find? Yes. If it is not growing rice, then what do I do? So I think what we are trying now to fix is that livelihood component. If you are not using a wetland for rice, then what can you use it for? There are many elements. Yeah? You can use it for fish farming, and I think it is a lucrative business. But of course, there have also been claims that are now, where do I get the capital? These are the gaps that government is trying to close with regard to this. But overall, use of natural resources, government guides sustainable and equitable use of these resources, but it doesn't stop people from use.
Protecting Ngitte Falls has enabled it not to be polluted and encroached on. Before we think of government taking a move in safeguarding our natural resources, let's embrace formulating community bylaws in protecting our natural resources from degradation.